What's going on, guys? My name is Clint Richards. My friends, they call me AZ. I'm assuming that you probably have no idea what this is about, what I'm about, because you haven't watched my YouTube channel. I started my YouTube channel 10 days ago when I got out of prison. As of right now, when I started this video, my most viewed video had 42 views on it. That's the very first one that I posted. My least viewed video has 6 views. And that's okay. I'm not going to get frustrated because I know that it's really hard to sell this type of stuff to the people of our country, because I'm one of them, and I've been kind of turning a blind eye to a lot of things, but all of a sudden things are a little bit different. I see things differently. So this message, this is for legislation. Anything legislation, okay? Anything legislation. It's just, we have got to get this out. This is very important because this is going to help a lot of people. Okay? So, let me begin. Let me ask you a question. If the police abduct you, beat your ass, stick some BS charges on you, place you in jail with no resources, ineffective counsel, what would you do? Who would you reach out to represent your situation? Would you seek a private attorney? One that you don't currently have? One that you don't even know how to get? Would you contact the media? Would you contact the governor? Confront your judge? Tell your court-appointed attorneys? Maybe you'd even write the president. And what if all of these options failed to get you justice, failed to get you heard? Then what? What would you do? This is my experience. And I sat in prison for 2.5 years with no resources worth a damn. And years later, I still don't know how to get attention on my case because an easily available representative for my demographic does not exist. I've had a very traumatic experience with our government. An experience so traumatic to me that it's inspired all of this. And what is all of this? I wish that you knew. And I hope that you find out. I've got a hell of a story. And over the course of the next couple of weeks, I'm going to continue to share it because I've been sharing it since I got out, and I still, maybe 42 people have paid attention to a little bit of things that are happening. Since 2019, I've been a survivor of police brutality, excessive force. Several of my constitutional rights have been violated. I've blown the whistle many times with zero response. And the messed up thing is, I feel like people hear this, and they look at me, and they say, so? You're going to be okay. You got out. Let it go. My voice hasn't been heard. Therefore, it's ineffective. I want you to go back and watch the first video that I posted. I posted that video on the 19th of November, 2021, the day that I got out of federal prison. Check it out. There's 15 AXON tapes. They tell the story. Now, I don't think it's a coincidence that the First Amendment is the right to free speech, because Americans, such as myself, they need a voice. In 2020, our country got turned upside down. I watched from prison. I'm ready to jump out of my seat. I'm like a kid in class. I'm saying, pick me, pick me. Because our system presented to me a big problem. And the problem is, if I have no voice, I'm defenseless. And if I'm defenseless, then my Constitution and my Bill of Rights, they may as well be thrown in the garbage. And for an individual that's incarcerated, we may have rights, but when they get violated, there's no justice. There's no whistle to blow. There's no options. And it's not okay. It's completely unacceptable. I've taken it upon myself to address my own personal defects. And the reality is, this isn't about me alone. I just happen to be one of who knows how many that's been affected by unprofessional policing. And the sad truth is, when the police are unprofessional, it kills people. It puts the wrong people in prison. It causes PTSD. It causes the entire country to protest and loot. It's dangerous for all of us. But worst of all, the citizens of America, they start to lose faith in this country. That's the worst part of it all. This defund the police deal, I'm going to keep my personal opinions to myself. But for real, whether you want them or not, we need the police. We need them. And we got them. And it's our job to hold them accountable. Check this out, man. This is the shit right here. This is what it comes down to. All right, I'm talking to you. Like, this is real stuff. This is for all of us. This is for anybody. Not just the ones that look like me, but those of you who don't ever want to look like me. This is for us. This is for justice. The Prison Rape Elimination Act, or P.R.E.A, has given every inmate in the country a reasonably safe avenue to report sexual abuse. They have made this resource available with a poster and a 1-800 number in every county jail, every federal holding, and every prison. Once contacted, an immediate investigation is opened and immediate action is taken. The allegations reported are taken extremely serious. The only problem with P.R.E.A is that if you're like me, and somebody rapes you, you're not going to say anything. Because if you do, you're probably going to get murdered. That's the problem with P.R.E.A. What I'm suggesting is that our country add a policy that I call the L.E.O. Accountability Act. You can call it whatever you want, but that's what I'm calling it. This policy would essentially give all inmates pre- and post-conviction a whistle to blow in the event of police failing to follow policies and procedures, engagement of excessive force, or other unethical practice. Just like P.R.E.A, we need a 1-800 number and a poster on every wall, in every jail, every federal holding, and every prison. This number would go to a pool of police accountability advocates that allow inmates or non-incarcerated victims to report their complaints, get free and effective counsel, as well as professional analysis of AXON tapes. In addition, all detainees need access to a copy of L.E.O. policies and procedures to ensure the ones enforcing the laws are following it themselves. I call this the L.E.O. Accountability Act. This would be a game changer for us on a number of levels. Number one, it gives police accountability that they need to have if they are the ones holding our citizens to the established standard. Number two, it gives guys like me a voice that I've needed since May 19th, 2019. I believe in all my heart that if this resource was available to me, I would have taken a much different path. I would not have been put in the set of circumstances that I was in, fearing authority that propelled me in a direction that cost me the last few years in federal prison. All I needed was a voice. How many complaints did Derek Chauvin get before George Floyd had to lose his life? I know I heard of a few. How many people do you think this man potentially assaulted and sent to prison? People that still haven't had a chance to be heard. I promise you it's a lot. And our country is full of Derek Chauvins. And our country is full of people just like me. And what I want to know, I haven't heard about this happening. How many people are sitting in prison right now that deserve an appeal, that deserve to get their case looked at because Derek Chauvin put them in prison? How many people are serving a life sentence right now because of that man? How many? I bet you that nobody gives a fuck. That's a problem. You all need to take a look at that. Now I'm going to end this by saying that my purpose serves more than a single end game. In fact, my purpose and functionality is really quite impressive. I've got a lot going on here. Awesome stuff. This is some worth your time stuff, man. I encourage you to go back to the beginning of my YouTube channel, watch every video that I've posted in chronological order, because everything I've said is just like this shit. Everything I've said, and nobody cares. My highest viewed video right now is 42 views. My lowest viewed video is 6. That's a problem, but I'm not worried about that because I know that things like this right here are going to make you guys start to have an interest of what's happening with me. Some of you guys are going to start to say, you know what, like, I got somebody that's been locked up. I got somebody that's locked up right now. I care about them. I want this resource to be available. But what about you, man? Are you above the law? Are you above this? You all need to pay attention to what happened to my story, man, because I am a player in the game. My shit should be blasted all over media, and it's not. And it's a problem. Thank you guys for watching AZ Meets the World. I may not be your representative, but I'm most definitely my representative. And if that's not suitable, I know that one will be appointed to me. And that's something I don't ever want to do again. So change for you and change for me. It starts right here. Thanks for paying attention. Love you guys.